I was struggling about business. Like, what is wealth to you? What are you working so hard for? My wealth is my family. My wealth is my team. When you tell it to your clients, like, do you feel like you speak that into your team? Like, do you feel like you could do a better job to make them feel as like welcomed with the Lord as you do?
For one, I'm just going to say always, because there's always room for improvement
Mason,
in
is he
every
lying?
area.
Mason, is he lying?
But do a pop-up of that guy that's like, Jesus Christ. Do it.
All right, guys, this is episode 1 of our podcast that we are just launching. I'm super excited because we have Gabriel from DNG Outreach here today. We're going to be talking business, lifestyle, the struggles, and all things business that I'm super excited for. We're going to introduce Gabriel now, and he's going to talk about a little bit about his business, what he does, and going through everything that he does best.
Yes,
Gabe?
I appreciate that. My name is Gabriel Correa. I am the owner of DNG Outreach. We are a private aesthetics and body contour growth agency. So we scale aesthetic clinics and body contour clinics using paid ads. I've been in the industry for like 3 to 4 years now. I met Destiny about a year ago, and our relationship has been very interesting. One cool thing about us is we meet all of our clients in person, and it's never a boring time when we go see Destiny. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's been a long partnership, but it's been good.
Yeah.
So I have made some questions that Gabe doesn't know about because I really want to get into like the nitty gritty of everything business, because as business owners, we always want to show the good and not too much of the bad, but we all go through our own struggles just like I do. So Gabe doesn't know anything about these questions.
Are you serious? Is this real? This
is why we got beatboxes here, to keep it flowy.
This is water.
All right, it's water.
This is water.
Okay, so Gabriel from DNG Outreach, what hardships have you went through, or what events took place to make you feel the need to work so hard at such a young age? And you guys, he's only 21.
That's a good question. Honestly, it's like a couple things. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I think like as a kid, so I mainly grew up with my mom because of the fact that she had me so young. She was like growing herself. I never got like that, like, oh, like you're doing so great, keep going, or like I see what you're doing, like that's so awesome, or tell me more about that. So I think it started off with like trying to do something with myself so I can like get that pat on the back, and then after seeing like what I can actually do for myself, and like when I put my head to something, I'm not even like focused on like the pat on the back anymore. It doesn't even like, I don't even need it. I think I'm like so intrigued and like focused on the fact that I'm able to help so many people, and even like beyond business. Like, this isn't even my first business. I used to breed Frenchies. I had a window washing business that I would door knock. I was door knocking like 150 houses a day by myself, and like I never had anybody like showing me how to do anything like this. So I feel like once I was able to like choreograph things like that, I didn't even need the pat on the back. So I don't know, like to answer your question, like it was to please my mom, I think, and then now to please the people that I can help. So I think that's what it is.
That's solid. Speaking from the heart, I like that. All right, okay, let's move on to the next question. So what made you want to start the need for marketing in the beauty industry specifically, especially with being a young male?
Honestly, so when I first started, I was trying to help everybody. Like, I was helping auto detailing companies, and I was everything, solar companies, everything and anything. I was so open to doing. I was having my mess ups, like I wasn't doing so well with everybody. We had landed our first med spa client, and
it wasn't me, by the way, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
her.
was really hard to get.
It was actually a client. It was a med spa in West Covina, and they were great. Like, they were great people, and we learned so much working with them. Like, I saw a little bit of success. I enjoyed the type of people that work in like body contour clinics, aesthetic clinics. It's mostly females, and I think growing up with only like my mom as like the main person I was really communicating with and like living with, I think it was easy to communicate with. I felt comfortable, I would say, talking with women. So I saw that opportunity, and I just went all in on that.
That's kind of good to hear. And to tap into that, I think you had told me like a while ago that your mom used to do lashes, right?
Yeah.
So her being like a woman and being in the beauty industry, like you probably seen her hustle and grind day in and day out, be in the beauty industry in and out. So then that probably made you feel the need to push more towards the beauty side versus like what predominantly males would go to, right?
Yeah, like I think it's a big thing. Women always want to feel like beautiful, and I think if you can provide someone that feeling, like I would want to help people do more of that. So what got you into body contouring? Like why did you like Why did you even
It's
get
not
into the
your
beauty
turn for
industry?
questions. No, I'm just kidding. Essentially, when I was a baby, because I started this when I was a baby, I was about Gabe's age when I was in college for nursing school. Took care of my grandpa all my life, did all that hospital care stuff, and I was like, this is my calling, want to take care of geriatric patients, which is elderly people in the hospital, and do that type of thing. But then I feel like we're backtracking. Back when I was younger, I used to be really like unconfident and very hard on myself, but I feel like you have to learn that confidence as you grow, and I was only raised by
why though? Why are you so hard on yourself? Like,
I think because like when I was younger, I was pudgy and like I wasn't healthy, and like I come from like a family of addiction and everything, and my grandpa was like military, so it wasn't like normal to be like healthy. It was kind of just like, here's money, buy this, I'll support you here, yada yada. Like there was no structure. So my grandpa was a great grandpa, but it wasn't really like that realistic structure we try to create to have like that healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
So as time went on, and I started like finding yourself, loving yourself, and doing all things, I guess I tapped more into the beauty side. I got really hard into working out. I did a bikini competition at 17 years old, got third place. That was hard. It was a lot of work though, but it was very encouraging just to be young, like we all want to live like that long, healthy life, but we need to learn how to sustain it. So going through all of that to now, I heard about body sculpting. Didn't think it worked because there's a lot of machines out here in the industry that do what they do supposedly. And us as women, like we're lied to, buy this, buy that, like this works, spend it here, we take credit, yada yada. So jumping into the body sculpting thing, trying it out, I was like, wow, this works for me as a woman, just trying to learn everything in like more of a natural way. And then from there, I guess I just started. So switched from nursing, because the only reason I went into nursing was obviously to care for people, but you make your 6 figures, because we all want to get paid at the end of the day. And then fast tracked it to body sculpting, hit that within maybe the first year or so, and now it's past that. But not only the money portion of it, like now I'm able to build a confidence in myself, but I also build it into my clients, which is crazy because like it's not medical grade equipment, you know, like it's all non-invasive. So I think what made me start in it was to create the confidence in people that I never had or people never spoken to me. So kind of like you, how you said you never got the pat on the back. So I think what you look for is like, congratulating your clients. Like when I get sales, first thing I do, tell you, Gabe, like I locked in this 5K package. You're like, that's fire. This is his move, guys. Actually.
That's fire.
He does this all the time. I think like that's what it is for me, is just instilling the confidence in people that we don't really instill in each other. I think that answers.
No, that's fire. Yeah, that's fire. And that's true. I think that's huge, and I think that's like goes over so many people's heads, because that little bit of confidence, I'm a big believer, like you got to find it in yourself, because at times you're not going to have anybody give it to you. But if you can be the difference, like if you can be that person that you didn't have to somebody else, that's saving that person so much time, because like they just go such a long way. Like I was just thinking that like if I did have somebody telling me, oh, like I see what you're doing, that's so awesome, or whatever the case may be, I don't know where I would have been. I'm not even going to try to go into that, because I'm so grateful for where I am now. But
praise the Lord.
Yeah, the Lord. It is, and it's all God. It is all God. So, but you can't help but think like if you did have that, it could really do a great impact to people. So I would say be the difference. So that's great. It's great to say that.
That was good. That was fire. All right. Okay. Let's get a little deep here. So what were you doing before your business, and how has your company helped you as a person to grow who you are today?
So before this, I was, like I said, I used to breed Frenchies. I had a window washing business. I used to work at Starbucks.
And let's time track really quick. He's only 21, guys. So let's give us like a time.
Okay, yeah.
Time
so like 18, 19, I was breeding Frenchies. Like I was buying salvage cards. So like BMWs and like Mercedes. And I was driving them for a little bit and then flipping them, because I had buddies that had like Copart licenses. So I was getting money from that and then breeding Frenchies. And then the dogs is so difficult. Like that's just a whole headache in itself. I got rid of that, sold off all my dogs. I only had like 2 at the time left, and then I started the window washing business, and I was working like little warehouse jobs, and then like the one serious job that I had for a while was Starbucks, but I was still doing the window washing thing. And then I think like right when I like almost turning 19, I had started to hear about like SMMA and like marketing agencies and the need for marketing, and but it was so minuscule to me, like I did not have an interest in starting that. But then once I like turned 19, I had seen somebody on YouTube. I want to say, so it was Iman Ghazi. It's a very well-known YouTuber. He's a very well-known entrepreneur. And he was talking about the business model of like social media marketing and helping local businesses grow. And so at first, like I said, I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to try to land any type of clients I can because I didn't necessarily see the need for a specific industry, or I didn't have the want to help like a specific person. And then after landing a couple clients and you know, having my ups and downs, I only needed to prove it to myself once, like make one sale that this was possible, and then like that's all I needed to see. I'm the type of person that like I'll quit a job so quick if I see that like this is gonna work, and I really only needed like a drop, because like I said, I never had the pat on the back. So at that stage in my life, like 19 years old, I was like already at the point where like I was just looking for it in myself. Like I was having conversations with myself on like, was this a good decision or was it not, and like what are the ramifications of this decision. Yeah, so I thought it was a great idea. I landed an auto detailing client, and then I landed the med spa in West Covina. From there, I quit everything. I sold the window washing business to a buddy of mine because I had such a large clientele. Yeah, I wasn't doing the Frenchies anymore. I quit Starbucks and I went all in on growing my agency. And yeah, and I think fast forward now, like that was a couple years ago. I was doing everything on my own then. I had employees and stuff like that, but I was really involved so much in the business. And I think being able to step back and trust the people that I was blessed to be encountered with, everybody on my team. We have 8 people, so that's such a blessing.
And this quality content, guys, it's brought by Mason
LaRue, the man behind the camera. And I tell everybody this, like, and this is part of it, like I think.
And you guys, Mason's what, 20? Just turned 20, guys.
Yeah, so like when I met Mason, I found him on Instagram because of a mutual friend, and we met up at a coffee shop and we sat down together.
And they were babies.
Yeah, brief conversation. It was such a brief conversation, like 10, 15 minutes on a Sunday. I'll never forget. It was a Sunday after church. And this decision is going to make the entire difference in my agency. And so that being said, like I think knowing that he, you know, like looks at me to like, what shoots do I have this week? Like, you know, like that's income for him, you know, and like what's going to happen and what's the agenda, and like, oh, I'm looking to leave my other job because this agency is going so well. Like knowing that he's putting that faith into me, knowing that my team is putting that faith into me to make their lives run smoothly and to provide for them, like that's what drives me. And then knowing that we do so great of a job for our clients. Like we have clients like doing so well. Like I've had people tell me that like we're the reason that they decided to stay in business, or we've had people tell us like we're the reason that like they feel like they have the confidence in them again. And these aren't things that we brought to them. Like they already had it in them, and we just kind of, I don't know if we just bring it to light or whatever, but knowing that we're able to do that, and it's not just me. Like I could never do any of this on my own. So knowing that I have people like that, like willing to help me, willing to help my clients, like that's what really pushes me forward.
That was deep. I like that. So now that you went over that and you understand like the difficulties it took in life to grow to where you are today, a lot of people think that like running a business is hard, you know, like sometimes people think like, oh, you got it handed to you, your credit must have been bomb and you must have got a loan, like you hired all these people like that, you know. But most of the time, like 90% of entrepreneurs, like we use the bread and butter we make ourselves, you know. So if you could tell 3 key things to yourself younger to set you up for success, to give you that pat on the back, what are just 3 tips you would just say to make yourself where you are now?
I would tell myself, like, for one, you don't need the pat on the back. Like, just stay focused and keep going. And then second, like, you're always going to have problems. Like, life is never going to get easier, and you're always going to have problems every single day of the week. But the great thing about it is you just get better at dealing with those problems, and it gets easier on you. So I tell my team that every single day. Like, it's just always going to be hard. So I feel like I could tell myself that a long time ago, maybe I would have been 10 times more ahead. I don't know, because I was weak-minded when I first started. I let a lot of things get to me, and like you just have some real tough moments when you're growing a business, and nobody sees that. Like nobody sees that, and most of the time nobody's really there with you going through those moments. And then you got to just shake back the next morning like nothing happened, because you still have people looking up to you, like trying to, what's going to happen today? Like what is the agenda, and like what are we going to do? I feel like if I could tell myself that, like it's going to be hard, but like it will get easier dealing with these problems. Because I didn't have nobody telling me that. So I feel like if I did, I think I would be better off.
Yeah, it's like putting that like belief in yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like even when I get asked all the time, like, because if you guys don't know about me, I should have said that in the beginning. Like I've had my salon, well, my wellness clinic now for, like Gabe says, he makes me feel fancy, for going on 5 years now. And when I started it, like I was 22, and at that point in mine and my husband's life, like we were on EBT, food stamps, living off of credit cards, like, and we were young, like we didn't really have legit jobs because I was taking care of my grandpa, you know. And we always think like, oh, like the 9 to 5 is normal, which is fine if you want to live that life, you know, it's fine. But I wanted more because I already had my daughter. My daughter was 1, I was 19, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can cuss, so oh, beep, like, you know. Like,
no, you should cuss, right?
It was so it was one of those things like, how am I gonna do better for my kids, because like I didn't have that structure that I needed. So now that I have my kids, it lights that fire in my ass so that I can push myself further. So having that dynamic where it's like just one more day, like even if it's a no, like I can get a yes. 10 no's means 1 yes, and that 1 yes could lead you to success, you know. Everybody's always gonna look at you like you're a failure, like, oh, you're just an entrepreneur, like, oh, you make so much money. Like in reality we don't, you know. Like at the end of the day when we pay our employees, it goes all back in. I make like $2 guys, like, and that's being real. But you know, like the beauty of it is what I get so much success in running my business is my clients texting me, the confidence, like the referrals, the reviews, and everything. That's what keeps me going, and the people I meet, because you're able to make like more connections, more relationships. And now I'm able to grow people to start like the business I have and just go from there. So definitely kind of like you, like not having that pat on your back, but being able to do that for somebody else is so much more rewarding than like a paycheck, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So
and I think the cool thing about business too is like the return might not be so great some months, right? Because it's
but then it's fire the next.
Yeah, and I think on top of that too is like the recognition. Like you could work a 9 to 5, like, and I hear it. Like I've had somebody come up to me and tell me like, oh, there's guys that he works a type of job to where like he could finish what he's doing in 4 hours, but he'll still get paid the 8. A guy can come in and do the same job the whole 8 hours and they still get paid the same. But if you come in here, like you said, the reviews and the testimonials, like, and all this time that you're spending in, I think this is the one area like in life where you really reap what you sow. Like you'll hear it from the people around you and the people that you're helping, how good of a job you're doing. Yeah. And I think that makes it like 10 times. Like it makes it all the worthwhile.
Yeah, that's good. That was good. That's fire. This is a big one, I feel like, this next question, because like us as entrepreneurs, like we believe we have the faith in ourselves, but you know, there's always like a bigger picture over us, you know, like there's always something that has a control over us, whether it's God, whether it's our demons, our inner demons, and all of that. So you being a business owner and you having how many people on your team now? 8. So
like 8 or 9, huh?
Yeah. You as a business owner, how do you feel that you live life through God, or, oh my gosh, somebody's...
Brittany!
If you're watching this, that's our nurse. She's fired.
That is so funny.
Take
a B12
shot. Rewind. Just totally killed the mood. All right. This is our first podcast, guys. Mason's gonna sauce it up.
That would be funny, like.
So how do you feel as a business owner and you going to church weekly? And you know, like sometimes when I feel hard on myself, like just like today, like I had a hard ass day in business, guys. Like the salon was closed all day, huge loss of income. You know what? Like, and I was so frustrated. Gabe had texted me. He's like, hey, I heard what happened. Like, are you guys good? Like, what's up? You know? And I was so just like, fuck, dude. Like, because when things go good, that's when the devil tries to come on and messes up your flow. And that's the hard part, because you as a business owner, like we invest our all into our business, and like when one day goes down, like that's a loss. Like it could be good or it could be a loss. And like when you got bills and you got employees, like the world don't stop even if your business does. So how are you gonna have those multiple different incomes to keep you afloat when your one income is down? That makes sense, you know? So having the faith in God, like you told me, like pray about it, you know, like that's the first thing, like Gabe always says. So when you tell it to your clients, like do you feel like you speak that into your team? Like do you feel like you could do a better job to make them feel as like welcomed with the Lord as you do?
Honestly, I feel like I'll always, for one, I'm just gonna say always, because there's always room for improvement.
Mason,
in
is he
every
lying?
area.
Mason, is he lying?
But I think for one, you could ask any one of our team members. I think like the one thing I will stand behind is how strong of a team value that we have, and how much love that we have for each other, and the comfortability that we have for each other, and the relationship that like we talk to each other about everything. Like we have a team member remember about to have a baby, and the first thing she did was announce it to to everybody, and it's just great. Like, and when we have people sick, they're always checking on each other, and that's another big thing. Like today, so we're talking about working with the church. Like that's the topic that came up, and we're not even sure if that's something we're gonna do yet, because again, I want to make that decision with my team. But like I feel like we're only comfortable enough to have those situations, like those conversations, because of the relationship that we have, and like the way that I speak to them, and the open line of communication I try to make very, very clear that they have with me. And I make it clear all the time too, I'm not above them. We're like very much right here, and they know that godly driven, that I'm faith based, and that's how I run my life. And a lot of my team members, I want to say everybody on our team is the same way. Yeah, to answer your question, I could do better allowing opportunity for my team to maybe have conversations that are not necessarily about work, because life be happening, not only for me but for everybody else. So yeah, I think you're right as well.
And I think it's good that you just noticed that you could do a little bit better, because like one of my employees, like I never actually told you this, Adriana, she was actually an ad client. Really? It came off of your guys' ad. I had a $50 muscle sculpt treatment, guys. This girl came in, hella bubbly, kind of like me, and I was like, this is a lot. But it was good, you know? She did the treatment, and I was talking about my academy and everything, and she's like, oh, like I want to work for you. And I was like, whoa. Like, I'm just here to sell you on a package,
Slow
you know?
roll, partner.
Slow roll. So we'll go through all that, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'll hit you up. Because I wasn't ready to really hire anybody. She comes in the next day, not even planned. She shows up and she's like, so have you thought about it? And I was like, shit. Like, and I was like, all right. And I was like, that's a sign from God. Like, you guys, I work like 18-hour days. Like, and I have 3 kids and a whole ass husband, you know? So like, I'm busy. It's like, you know what? F it. Like, let's do it. And she's like, can you pray for me? And as godly as I am, I've never sat there and truly like sat, because I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to pray. Like, I'm just like, dear Heavenly Father, bless you, amen, you know?
But that's
like,
the cool thing. It's like, yeah. I just talk. Yeah, like me and him, we need to start doing it again. We used to pray after every shoot. And like before we go into shoots and after we, like, just being thankful for the opportunity. But that's what I'm saying, like being more about it. Because like our neighbor next to us who's a business owner, like every time he clocks into work, like before he goes in, he stands outside his building and he prays. And that's powerful, you know? Yeah. So we prayed at that moment. The next week, I hired her full time. She quit her job on the spot, dude. And I was like, I got you. And I was like, damn, I don't even know if I got myself, because I got to take care of my kids. I got to pay my bills. But she's been here 3 weeks. I've been able to pay her fat each week and still be able to pay the bills. Regardless of what we went through today in business, like I still paid her today. And like regardless of the issue I had today, to be able to pay my employee and still have food in my fridge, health in my body, you know, like that's something to be thankful for. Yeah. And it happens. Like everybody has this week. So my car got vandalized, right? And so this week they total lost it. Like they said that it's done. Like they tried to say some crazy thing, like it was 19 grand to fix the car. So then they said like that's it. And I still owed like 15 grand on the car. And so I'm like going through the whole situation. It's stressful, especially because I do live on my own. Those types of situations like can be very heavy on my shoulders sometimes. Under pressure, I can do well, but I don't do great. And this week was tough. And we launched ads for our agency. They've been doing crazy. And so actually, to speak on that, like you guys launched my ads yesterday, and I just got like 4 new lead people that are not even on my booking list. Oh crap! Yeah, I didn't even know I had a YouTube channel, guys. I walked in and I was like, "Oh shit, that's my YouTube channel." So Gabe is on it. But yeah, you know, like just going back to that, like we don't really know where we're going to be, but I feel like as long as you stay faithful to God and not worry anymore, I feel like when I stop worrying, no matter how many times the devil comes in, I'm like, God's got me. You know, there's never a problem so big that will be given to where like we can't handle, even if it feels so scary. And I told Mason this, even if it feels so scary and so like this is crazy, how is this even happening to me, just thug it out for like a couple more days, because I promise like you're gonna figure out like, oh, there was something that I needed to learn. And speaking on that, thug it out, I don't know if we can attach links in the bottom of this podcast. So we're gonna attach a link to a video I sent to Gabe this week, and it's gonna just drive your faith, guys. Oh man, so it's a great video. Watch this whole podcast, like it, subscribe. I don't even know if this is on YouTube. Share it, follow whatever my YouTube name is up here. I don't know what it is. And watch it, because you guys are gonna just feel Jesus Christ. Like you'll get it when you watch it. Do a pop-up of that guy that's like Jesus Christ. do a pop-up of him. Okay, next question, which is tough, and I would like to answer this after you, because I feel like it's being vulnerable as a business owner. You need another drink or a beatbox? Yeah, let me get a drink of the beatbox first.
This is going to be good, guys. And we're going to get real and raw. As every person we have on this podcast, like, this is just to tell you everything about entrepreneurship and everything.
Yeah.
What is the biggest fail you've ever took in your business?
I haven't even told Mason this. This is something that I haven't even told anybody on the team, really. And I think every business owner probably deals with this. Maybe in my industry. I don't know about you. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But so like a couple months after I brought Mason on, I had like, it was like maybe 2 to 3 just out of this world clients, very interesting people, and they try to say like they've never heard of me, like they've never met me, they've never like, and we had the initial meeting, we signed the contract, paid the invoice. We do majority of the business is in person, and we had our pretty much closed meeting, sales meeting, whatever you want to call it, in person. And so I do that with all of our clients. They try to say that never happened, so they charged back the service. I had like $4,000 in chargebacks because those were 2 paid in full clients, and that's when I stopped.
Talk about a chargeback, because a lot of people might not know what that is.
Yeah, so a chargeback is when somebody like basically disputes a charge, right? Everybody knows what a dispute is on the card. When you have a purchase that you try to say it wasn't you, everybody has a weekend in Vegas that they've probably done that with. It was like $4,200, $4,300 chargeback. So it was like 2 to 3 clients. I want to say it was 3 clients that basically said like they've never heard of us. It's never happened. They don't know where this charges came from. And I was using Stripe at the time. So if anybody uses Stripe, they might know the headaches that I'm talking about. They're not the best platform to use when it comes to processing payments. So the money was deducted from my account to basically cover the negative balance that was in the Stripe account. And then going back and forth with the clients, and I still had to pay. They get paid weekly. Mm-hmm. Everybody that works for me gets paid weekly. And so, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I didn't take out a loan. I had no credit cards. Just thankfully, God is good. Again, like I said, you'll never be put in a position to where it's too bad. So I try to look at the bright side of things, and it was tough. It was definitely tough. I was out some money, and it was very uncomfortable. I had to keep, like I said, it doesn't stop. Your business doesn't stop just because your business stopped. Your employees still have to get paid, and bills still are going to come regardless how you're feeling. That was probably the biggest loss that I took. Even though it wasn't a loss, we're probably 10 times greater than where we were at that point in life. But it was something that was very detrimental for that 3 months or so. It was tough to deal with because that's a lot of money, and we never got that money back, by the way. That I don't use Stripe anymore because of that. So that was like a $5,000.
And going through that, do you feel like that's implemented better policies or the way of structure of words that you say to people?
Yeah, so for sure. For one, we have a lot of little intricacies that we put in place to make sure that we cover our end. But I'm just very transparent. I try to have the best open line of communication and just be as transparent as possible, and then just have better discernment. I try to really pray for that because I want to be able to identify those problems before I even do business with somebody.
I appreciate you speaking that. That's, I feel like all business owners go through fails like that. So it's good to speak on those type of things because a lot of times people think entrepreneurs, we're rolling in money, and it's not, Me and my husband run our business together. So there's times where our account has hit negative and we can't even pay rent, and we have to figure out other things, but we're making money on the daily, but it's sometimes your overhead gets too caught up to you, and not all your months are the same, especially being a business owner. 1 month you can hit 20, 1 month you can hit 50K, or 1 month it's 10. Sometimes it happens. But the fact going into it, like you said, you just gotta keep going,
especially with you, because you're a business that runs ads.
Yeah.
You run paid ads. You spend.
Yeah, you guys being close today. I still had to pay for my ads.
Yeah. And she's spending because now she has B2B ads, so she's that's
which is business to business.
Yeah, so business to business. She's spending $40, $50 a day on that campaign, and then another $20 just to fill her clinic. Regardless, that's getting charged even before she wakes up, type of thing. And same thing for me. I'm running paid ads, so it's stuff like that. You really I don't think people take that into consideration. Everything that you're doing to keep the lights on.
Yeah, and it's not even just about Instagram or trying to make the perfect feed or making the perfect post, perfect caption. It's about being genuine. There's so many marketing people out there. There's so many body contour clinics out there. Why do people want to go to you? What's so special about you that people want to go to you? Even with trainers or other types of industries, we really have to push. And it's not even a competition thing because there's enough money in the world for everybody, But how are you going to make yourself just so better than the next where people want to spend their money? So when I wake up and I see those ads pulled out of my account, that's just a faith thing because, we can get 20 new ads in the day or 20 new leads, and it can be just one good one. But that one good one can be a $3K sale. And if I only spent $50 $50, like that's solid. But it's just about going back to the faith thing, like having the faith in it. Like businesses aren't successful by luck. It's about how much work we put into it. And this is why we have employees in place and teams put in place, because we can't do it alone. Which something that Gabe has actually taught me, because when he originally had messaged me, we're going off subject, he was so annoying, guys. I thought it was a scam. Like he's like, oh, so I have a lot of independent clients who think they can do it on their own. I was like, this dude, like I'm doing fine. Like I'm already hitting 6 figures. Like I don't need you. How old are you? You know? But you know, now we're here. So it was like what, 2 months, 3 months, and he would always comment on my post like, that's fire, this is how you can do it better. And I was like, all right. So he'd message me like, download this app, use this, use that, and I'd be like, I'm not even paying this.
And that's consistency, because I had appointment setters, so I was doing that myself. Like I was going out of my way to do this.
It was him, guys. It wasn't a bot. And I was like, oh, like, so then I would start casually talking about it together. Then we set up a phone call, and it was good. But I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, and he first introduced me with like $1,000 plan he had, and then it casually grew. You know, which was awesome. It was good. You know, it's part of business. But then, you know, like we got set up, and he came out to the salon. He brought me my little coffee. He's like, what you want from Starbucks?
So Starbucks does it. That's a trick. If you guys know, Starbucks is the key. You gotta get him Starbucks.
Yeah, he got something for my husband too. Both got us Starbucks. Like we were sitting there talking, and I was like, you know what? I love this plan, but let me think about it. 2 days later, he said the salon down the street wants to sign up with me.
I'm the appeal. I'm the appeal med spa.
And he said, if they sign up, I can't do your thing anymore. And I was like, fuck, like, what do? Do I keep continuing doing my Instagram, my Google ads by myself? Because like clearly that wasn't helping me get better. Like I was hitting 6 figures, but I wasn't content. And like 6 figures, like a lot of people think like, damn, let me make 6 figures a year. Like I'm gonna make it. It's not, guys. When you make big boy money, you got big boy bills. Like it's nuts.
And when you're a mom.
And 3 whole ass kids and a husband, like that's a lot. So you know what? I was just like, F it. I think I had maybe like $500 in my account that day. I never told you that day.
Oh, damn.
I had 500 and I said, babe, let's fucking do it. Signed up. 11-week commitment, and I was like, and it was in my slow season.
12 weeks.
Yeah, it was 12 weeks, guys. 12 weeks, you know? So I signed up, and I believe it was right before my slow season, guys. And like as businesses, like we have our busy season and slow season. We were about to dip into winter, and I barely hit 10K a month, and my overhead is like 15, 20K a month. So how am I going to make 10K and pay Gabe an extra additional 2 to 3K a month in my slow season? But I said, you know what? Let's do it. We did it. It was decent, you know, like we have to go through the plans. And then after that, like we've been partnered a year together, and I can honestly say, like, I'm so glad he was so annoying and so persistent, because like I feel like that's got me where I'm at, built the confidence that I have, because now I can truly speak into my students what I preach, you know, or tell people like what I learned. So going back to that, like business is not easy, but you know, like investing into it, investing into the team, the time and everything, like that's what's going to successfully make you grow, but also having your faith, you know, because you don't get far as a business owner doing shady ass business. We need to do a zoom in. So all you shady business owners out here and shady marketing agencies, we need shady business owners, shady marketing agencies. Like figure your shit out, bro. 100%. We don't get that far. Yeah. All right. Last question, I believe it is. Wait, it's 2 more. So, if you could change one thing about yourself to make you a better business owner, what would it be? It ain't gonna be text messages, because he'd be texting nonstop.
Ask my team. They know. I'm too nice sometimes. I think I need to learn how to put my foot down in a casual way. Because
I feel like you're mean with me.
Sometimes I have days where like I'm so nice. Maybe like 28 days of the month, and then I'll have these 2 days.
Man, period.
Where it's just like I get on the meeting and it's like no motivation time. No, we're not reading the mission statement. You guys, I just need you to listen and no questions. Like, yeah, we just had one of those days not too long ago. But it happened, I think.
And I know you guys can't see Mason, but is this true, Mason?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they were like, we have this little Zoom thing where like raising hands, and I'm like, Jackson, no, not today. Not today. No questions today. So yeah, but it's not a consistent thing, but I would want to being able to, maybe I don't think it's a confidence thing. I really maybe just putting my foot down more, because that'll help my team. Like sometimes I give people like a discount, or I'll tell like, oh yeah, you can start here and then we'll figure it out, or like, yeah, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out. But in reality, it's like, it's not like, it may, like I might be okay with it, but like I need it. Might take food off of his plate, and I can't do that. Like I can't do that, and I can't do that because they go hard for me every day. So I'm not about to do that to them. So I think that's.
And I think it's good that you say that. Like, if any consumers are watching this podcast, because like as much as business owners as we want to give back, like as we grow, like sometimes it is so hard to give as steep deals when we were just one. Like when I was solo starting out, like I'd be doing like $50-$60 body sessions, like giving free red, like giving free this and all of that to build up, you know. But as you accumulate your team, like now I got 3 girls to feed, and some of them have kids, and like that's hard. Like it's not just me and my kids, like it's my team and their kids. So my sales can't be as steep anymore, but you know, the knowledge, the time, and everything is put into it. So you're not just paying for one person, you're paying for a team.
Yeah.
And how to get that experience of that service versus somebody charging like $20 and just being like, here's your shit, thank you, type of thing, because that's not how it is with people who care.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, last question. Okay, what do you feel keeps you motivated on day in and day out?
My team.
And why is that?
Because I genuinely love them. I love them so much. I'm so blessed to have.
Can we zoom into his eyes?
I'm so blessed to have the people that I do, and because it's hard. It's hard to have good work. It's so
it really is, guys. It's hard to find a team.
To have a really, really good team. And I don't even mean like people that are good at what they do, because my biggest thing is that we don't shoot for perfection. We're just shooting for consistency. That's all it is, and honesty. And every single person on this team, I can honestly say, cares just as much as I do about our clients. And they care about the process, and they don't try to skip or jump corners. They're honest people, and they genuinely put their 100% into everything that we do. If I just seen someone on the street doing all of those things, you just have to respect that person, and you have to show that person love, because those are just great qualities of somebody to have. And so I think that's why. I think having a great team, knowing that I can wake up every morning, have a conversation with every single person, everybody hops on our team calls, everybody knows the mission statement, like it's just great. It's a very great environment, and I want to grow that. I want to give them something to look forward to, and give them something to count on, and give them security. Like I want to be a provider, so I think that's what it is.
Are you gonna cry, Mason? Yeah. And I would like to speak on that, because like I think I've met 3 of Gabe's people so far. Mason, Jackson, and then I think I've talked to a few others.
Mason, Jackson, and Hasfa.
They're so young, you know, like, and it's so inspiring, because like I'm only 27, and like I started at 22, like that's cool. But to see like when we met Mason, like I hope you don't cry, dude. Like zoom in. Like it was so inspiring to see, as young as Mason is, and how powerful you were guiding him, and especially like how open to tips Mason was and things. Like I feel like from the time we started a year ago, like he's grown exponentially. Like to do the quality you do at your age, dude, like that's fire. Like it makes me so proud seeing young people really work, because like you're starting now, like 3 years before me. Like by the time you're my age, dude, like you guys are gonna be so
by the
good.
end of the year, he's gonna be something crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and he's already.
And like when we see Mason pull up to the salon in a new whip, I was like, you know, but like not even like the material things, like everybody on his team is just so fucking genuine, and that what makes me as a client like invest so much time. Like no matter how strapped I am for cash, I'm like, let's do it, let's film it, whatever, like bring Mason, I don't care, like because it's the people that make the company. It's not the company that makes the business. And you did a really great job at hiring like a solid team.
I appreciate that.
Can we add a tear?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. That's my biggest flex for sure, is the people that I have working with me. I could never ask for anything greater than that.
I feel like that was all the questions I have. This is my podcast, so I don't think I get asked questions. So I feel like the last thing I could end this off with is one last question I'm adding. If anybody who's watching this feels motivated from this, or feels some type of way, or you know, like you're young like us and you just want to do it, or like you would want to help them, you know, like what is one thing you could say to somebody feeling unconfident, not in the greatest predicament? Like not all of us have the money, the time, you know, like everything combined. Like what would you say to somebody who wants to start but just can't? Like what would you say to push them?
I always tell my team this: if you're ever feeling like there's no way that I can ever do this thing, there's no way that this thing can be done, in, I always tell my team, like, ask yourself, are you breathing? And if the answer is yes, then like you can, and you have to get out of your own way. And that's the only thing that is keeping you from where you want to be. Regardless of anything that you think may be the reason, they're just excuses. And as soon as you come to that conclusion, as the things that you think that are in your way, they're just excuses that you were giving yourself, and you get out of your own way and you actually take the initiative to get started. And for one, to not listen to other people that are not in a position that you want to be in. That can be a dream killer. So you have to have discernment as well to be able to identify somebody that is just trying to kill your dreams, and then somebody that genuinely cares about you, right? So don't break any bridges that you may have. And if you don't have any bridges, then be your own, because it's always going to be hard out here. I just said that not so long ago. So if you're looking for gratification, whatever the case, love or anything in people that are not giving it to you, then use that as fuel to the fire and just go. That's literally it. And as soon as you're able to recognize that it's only you that has the ability to change where you're at and where you can be, it literally has nothing to do with anybody else. Nobody can change your situation for you. Your best friend can't, your mom can't, your dad can't, your husband can't. Nobody can change it for you. You have to change it yourself. So as soon as you take responsibility for that, you can do anything. You can literally do anything. Yeah, that's what I would say.
That was a little Ed Milet little thing right now. Yeah.
I should be charging for this.
You should, yeah. Well, he is. He is, guys. And to go back to that really quick before we end it, quickly, I had a client 2 weeks ago, very successful realtor, super chill family guy. And he had asked me, because I was telling him, like, I was struggling about business, and I just, I had somebody to vent to. For some reason, God wanted me to vent to him. Yeah. And he's a very godly man. And he was just like, what is wealth to you, And I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, like, people don't really ask you that. Like, what are you working so hard for? Like, is it the money? Is it the material? Is it the fame? Like, what is it? And to me, like, it was never about that. Like, my wealth is my family. Like, my wealth is my team. Like, being able to pay my girls, being able to, like, I've taken 2 days off in the past 2 weeks. I haven't taken 2 days off in 5 years.
Yeah, no. I know. Like,
you guys, like, I literally work 15 to 20-hour days. Like, and I don't complain. Like, I grind. Like, yeah, I'm tired, but, like, God gave me these legs. Like, my grandpa was crippled. So that already, like, being able to walk and to be healthy, like, you're just setting yourself up for failure if you don't push yourself. Like, God gave us these, like, these things to be healthy. And if you're not taking advantage of it, like, you need to relook it, So when he had asked me that, I was like, you know what? Like, off the bat, I didn't even hesitate. I didn't even think, like, you know what? I want to make 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures. I want to have 8 locations. Like, I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to spend time with my team. Like, I want to be there for my people. Like, even Gabe, like, the relationship we've created in the year in Mason, like, I always tell him, dude, when we make it, like, we're gonna take you guys with us. Like, you're gonna be there, because it's not about the business, it's about the relationships. And you're gonna make so many relationships over your whole business. Like, I've cut ties, I've ran into shady business people who did me wrong, and sometimes it gets so heartbreaking. But then you meet people like this, and it's like, wow, like, you can actually grow with other business people.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about starting a business or starting anything, like, ask yourself, like, what is your why? What is your wealth? Like, what is wealth to you? And, like, why are you passionate about it? Because any business can be good, but you just need to be passionate about what you're doing and if it fills here. Because, like, money is cool and everything. Like, buying all your stuff is cool, but being happy and being genuine about it, that's huge. Like, my whole business today was closed. You know what I was looking forward to today? This. Because I was like, seeing Gabe, seeing Mason, and, like, my husband's behind the camera, like, these moments are what life pays for. Like, these moments are what God gives us. Like, these relationships, everything, like it's meant for fire, like, it's meant for a reason. So if you're watching this, guys, and you actually like this, like, please let me know. Like, the more people we bring on, it's only going to get better. But, like, this is all we want to do is, like, speak the reality of business, entrepreneurship, because this shit ain't easy. It is not easy. Like, if you guys are trying to quit your 9 to 5, it's working to 24/7. Like, this shit don't end, But the days pay off, the time pays off, your team pays off. Seeing your team smile, seeing your family smile, the rewards you get out of it, and all the material items, that's just a plus. Like, don't give up on yourself,
100%.
So we're going to do, like, can Mark edit, like, a mic drop? We're going to do, like, a mic drop? So, yeah, like, I'm thankful for Gabe coming on today, like as my first podcast. I'm not trying to be famous, guys. I just want to be realistic with this because nobody talks about these things. Like business owners just talk about all the goods. So we're going to talk about the bads, the goods, and everything. So I thank you, Gabriel, for being a part of my life and for helping me grow my business and grow me as a person and everything you do. And for all your clients, like I see them growing continuously. So what you do for your people and your team, like God gave you that. So no matter what hard days you have, like you got to be thankful for it, you know? Here.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know. I can't say see you next week because I don't have it planned yet. This is my first one. So when we bring this out.
We're scheduled to shoot weekly videos.
I'm going to have somebody here.
Life be happening.
Yeah, so. I have people. So it's going to happen. But thank you guys. I don't know if this is being aired in the morning or at night, but have a good day. Night.
Catch you guys later.
Peace out.